Hello guys, welcome back to another Hardware Connects product review. As you all know, sleeved cable extensions are quite popular in the gaming and modding community as they hide all the colored cables inside your case and make the interior looking sleek. On our review table today we have three brands, one from BitFenix, another from NZXT and the third from ModRight. Now you might be familiar with the former two as BitFenix cables have been released a little bit later in the market, but feature a different design of sleeving, so let's take a look at these three brands and compare. Now, if you've ever sleeved cables, you know how tedious and time-consuming it can be, especially for the 24-pin motherboard connector, so a time-saving alternative is obvious with these sleeved extensions. Right off the bat, the pricing for all three brands are quite on par, so it only comes down to stock availability at the stores you shop at, and obviously your preference of the brand. But all three brands have the standard connection types, everything from the 3-pin fan extension to 24-pin motherboard connector. However, BitFenix has the upper hand in variety of types of the cables and also the colors they are available in total of 23 types for BitFenix and 7 colors, 19 types for NZXT in 3 colors, and around 10 types for ModRight in 5 colors. Now, if you are going for a colored build, then variety of colors helps you be consistent and personalizing your interior becomes much easier. Okay, so let's take a look at these cables in close-up. Starting with one from BitFenix, they use what they call nano sleeve, which eliminates the need for heat shrink as they mold the connector around the cable and the actual cable is braided in a thread-like pattern. So the sleeving itself is not plastic and therefore is much more flexible than the other two brands, making it easier to fold around corners and just generally easier to work with. It's sort of a new approach towards sleeved extensions, but isn't entirely new to the computer market as the same type of braided cables can be found on many mainstream gaming peripherals like mice, headsets, and keyboards. So now moving on to the cables from NZXT, the sleeving here is more standard, being secured by heat shrink in both sides of the cable, and the still quality is quite amazing and you do expect the cables to withstand some intense flexing. As you can see, the heat shrink is quite short and is all black for 3 colors to blend in with the case interior. Now you can say they're cheating a little bit as the cable inside the sleeving is the same color as the sleeving itself as to camouflage it further. Now the same approach is done by ModRight, who have been on the market slightly longer than the other two brands, and the differences are very minor. First, the actual sleeving is practically identical to the one from NZXT, but the major aesthetic difference is the length of the heat shrink. As you can tell, it's quite long and has text written on it, so for those who prefer the clean look to the slightest detail, those may steer away from ModRight cables. Now in terms of flexibility, it does take quite a bit of force to bend them in preferred shape, but is definitely not an issue. Here you can see the heat shrink difference between the three brands, and the less heat shrink, the more flexible it is right at the edge of the plastic connector. Now BitFenix cables are the most flexible as heat shrink is not used and the actual braided cable is easy to work with without sacrificing the quality of the cable, which is actually superb, so tears from bending is unlikely. Now the main question is which one is more user-friendly. Well, BitFenix has the most variety of cables with many color options and provides the most flexible feel, while NZXT is a good alternative and the heat shrink is fairly short with quality of the sleeving being really good, but quite limited to only 3 colors. ModRight is also another alternative, however you do have to deal with stiff cables and a little bit longer heat shrink, so for some of those who want the most tidy look, ModRight may not be the final choice. However, all three do the job they are supposed to, and when it's time to slice the cake, it really comes down to your personal preference. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next one.